Patagonia has many national parks. It is an immense, very scenic wilderness. It is an attractive destination for outdoor enthusiasts. I went to Torres del Paine National Park, unfortunately I think too much influenced by the very dominant commercially driven advertising of the park. I completed a self-sufficient solo tent camping hike of the complete O Trail and parts of the dead-end tracks of the W Trail. If you have plenty of money, you can wine and dine and get all the comfort and hand-holding you want in Torres del Paine. My guide is not written for that crowd. Instead, my motivation for doing this 5-part guide to the park is twofold. Firstly, to let the independent tent camping outdoor enthusiast know what to expect to be better informed. Secondly, I highly recommend that independent tent camping visitors consider the many alternative options you have in Patagonia and other places in the world.
But people get so fixated on just the park, and Patagonia is a really big, beautiful place. And they kind of come and they see Torres del Paine and they leave. And I would say that is the biggest mistake. There are so many more things to do in Patagonia that are not within, these national park boundaries. Places that you can just roam and trek and camp for free and not have a timeline and have no reservation and not see another person. There's no dangers in Patagonia, which makes it really incredible for new trekkers. There's no bears, there's no snakes, there's no poisonous bugs or disease. You don't have to filter the water. This is a great place to learn how to trek.
This guide is aimed at outdoor enthusiasts with a great appreciation and need for experiencing an intimate connection to the pristine nature and its wildlife, and providing a sense of privacy and solitude that is possible with tent camping. Part 2 of the 5-part guide covers the hike from Central Torres Campground to the Paso Campground and the campgrounds in between. Part 3 of the guide covers the hike from Paso Campground back to the Central Torres Campground and the campgrounds in between. It coincides with the W track and covers part of the dead-end valley tracks. Part 4 covers the preparations for the visit to the park and how to get there. If you decide to instead visit other parks in Patagonia, Part 4 may be useful since it in steps 1 to 7 covers how to get to the excellent bus station in Puerto Natales that serves as a major hub for destinations in the southern part of Patagonia. Part 5 is a review and rating of Torres del Paine Park from the viewpoint of what is important for an independent tent camping outdoor enthusiast. The rating covers these 7 categories. In my rating, I have a limited appreciation of Torres del Paine Park. Let me explain. The most important management guideline for any public recreational area, and in particular national parks, should be for the common good. I consider Torres del Paine as a national park in name only, because it fails in its mission to serve the common good. As you will see in part 5 of the guide, the conditions for the independent tent camping hikers are very poor in the park. The cost and effort to improve the poor and often appalling facilities and conditions for the independent tent camping hikers is a tiny fraction of the money spent by the 2 major concession holders on erecting expensive hotels and refugios for the financially endowed visitors to the park. Surely Torres del Paine does not serve the common good and fails as a national park. The links to the 5 parts of the guide are found in my YouTube repository given here. I've spent a lot of my time making this video. I will greatly appreciate it if you will share it with fellow outdoor enthusiasts. I hope it will help independent hikers make well-informed choices for their trips.
Ubicate